Good day everyone, I am now here in Tagbakin Lakeview located in Barangay Halang, Lipa City. I traveled to this place from Laguna to here in Batangas using only a motorcycle. In this video, we will see how beautiful this place is. This Tagbakin Lakeview is located in Batangas City. This place used to be called Walan when I was young. I remember then that this place was a fish port, but it was not used much then, so it was just made as a shelter when people bathed in this lake. If you have a boat on a trailer, you can move the trailer in this part so that you can put the boat in the water. Let's walk here on the right side so we can see the beauty of this place. Before I forget, there is an environmental fee of 20 pesos or 40 cents in dollars. That funds will go towards the maintenance of this place and keeping the area clean. As you can see, even though the weather is hot, the plants are still alive. This is because of the people who maintain this place. So the 20 pesos or 40 cents that you will pay is worth it for this beautiful place. Now let's go to the bank so we can see the water. As you can see, the water is clear and I can see the bottom. The water is also calm and there's no waves, so it's nice to bath here. Unfortunately, there is a lot of algae in this season due to the hot weather. But don't worry because it's safe, and if you can hear that even in Boracay, there's also a green algae due to the summer season. The Taal volcano can also be seen in this place, and this lake is called the Taal Lake. According to the theory of experts, Taal Lake used to be a gigantic volcano in the past. It is possible that the time period is the time period of the dinosaurs. Then the gigantic volcano erupted and released lava that formed the places we now know as Calamba, Laguna, Cavite, and other places that are surrounded by this Taal Lake. When the gigantic volcano released all the lava inside it, it created a huge space inside the volcano. Because of the huge empty space, the volcano collapsed and left a big hole. Due to the heavy rains and springs that turned into rivers, the huge hole was filled with water and now it is called Taal Lake. I will tell you a story from the elders about this place. They say that there used to be a community in the middle of this place when there is no water. Then there is said to be a church with the golden statue of Santo Nino. When there was a storm and flooding in this area, the golden Santo Nino was left under the church. There are those who say that until now, the golden Santo Nino was still under this lake. I remember when I was a little, someone told me that there were two divers who dived to see the Santo Nino. The next word that I will say will give you goosebumps. The diver said that there are two snakes around the golden Santo Nino, seems to be watching over it. When the divers saw the two snakes that seemed to be guarding the golden Santo Nino, they no longer planned to approach it. When I asked some of my elderly relatives about the story, they say that the story is true. But until now, no one has seen the golden Santo Nino aside from the two divers because of the depth of this water. When the day comes that I have enough money to buy an underwater drone, I will try to find out if the story is true. Here in this area, it has not been developed yet, but their plan here is to build a road leading to the river. When you walk straight on this road, you will see the river. That is the reason why this lake was filled with water, because the end point of that river is going to this lake. Since the water has no way out of this lake has become a fresh water. And because of that, only here in Taal Lake can be found the only species of fish called tawilis. Tawilis is a freshwater sardine found exclusively in this lake. What you see now is the floating cottage made by the people here in this area. There is a person here when you can ask to cook the famous fish in this place, which is the tilapia. Also, you can ask that person to cook rice for a very cheap price. You can see that person inside the store near the building which we passed earlier. When the food is cooked, you can rent this floating cottage that will take you in the middle of this lake. A boatman will use a paddle to bring this floating cottage to the middle of the lake. It's a very memorable experience because you can eat lunch in the middle of the lake, which is rarely done in other places. This is the event area where gatherings, birthday, and other events can be held. Even though the weather is hot now, it feels cold when you are here in this place because of the number of trees surrounding this place. The construction of the roof in this event is so beautiful because it is made of wood and the leaves of the coconut tree, which is very traditional to look at. Do you see the brown island in the middle of the lake? That was a Taal volcano that erupted in January 2020. That was the strongest eruption of the Taal volcano after 43 years. There are people living there in Taal volcano and they built their own house. Taking care of the fish in the fish pen became their main source of living. But when Taal volcano erupted, they were forced to evacuate and leave behind all their livelihoods along with their horses. Also here in Tagbakin, you can see Mount Makulot, known to be climbed by hikers. They say that it can be climbed even if there is no mountain climbing experience, but it's better if you get a guide so you don't get lost on the way. Most people climb the mountain during Holy Week. The height of the mountain is 930 meters above sea level. It is a straightforward trail that can be climbed even if you are not a professional hiker. You can find many tour guides on social media that will help you with the right way to climb this mountain. The top of the mountain is called the famous name Rocky Summit. But don't worry because before you reach the summit, you will pass many rest stops that sell buko juice for refreshment. We now see two men using spear guns to catch a fish. Here you can catch a very tasty fish called pauto. Its taste is like a chicken and it is really very delicious if you try to taste that fish cooked in ginataan. There is also a cottage on the left side of Tagbakin Lakeview where you can rent it for 450 pesos or $9. You will see in this area that the water is so clean that it is very nice to bath. It is also amazing to observe the beautiful view of Taal volcano and Mount Makulot while you bath in this area. There is also a bamboo raft that can be rented in this far side area. I remember that when I was a little, that's what we used to get around this place. It's nice to observe this place when you are in the bamboo raft because you can see the fish and the clear water in the deep part. There are also banana boats, small boats that can be rented that will take you to various beautiful places here in Taal Lake. Tagbakin Lakeview is a beautiful place that you need to visit so that you can experience a quiet and beautiful water that can cool off the summer season. Your family or your partner will surely be surprised if they can see the romantic and truly breathtaking place of the Tagbakin Lakeview. That's all everyone, thank you very much for watching. This is Chuck and you're watching Biker Drone.